this meeting has been duly advertised in compliance with the provision of the Open Public Meeting Law. Please be advised that this meeting is being audio recorded for possible later playback. Everyone, please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Newton? Here. Councilman Jackson?
Here.
Councilman Hess? Here. Councilman Horsey?
Here.
Councilman Patton? Here. Council President Randolph Sharp?
Here.
Mayor Rich?
Here. Before we start, you need to set your phone off. If you don't set it off, you will remove it again.
No, I don't need to. So, continue with the meeting.
Nope, I'm not continuing with the meeting. The meeting will be on hold until you decide to turn your camera on.
He's not disrupting the meeting.
Because it's managed, sir.
That's what the law is.
It's on the back of you.
I believe it started up in Pine Hill, the law for this. You want to look it up, you can look it up.
It's on the back of your
There's I
paper. It says
policies and stuff don't trump rules.
Officer, would you please remove him?
That doesn't out trump his policies and stuff.
It's because they don't follow the rules.
You can do it, sir, but.
If they never enforce the rules.
Do you believe the ordinance? Do you believe this to be lawful?
No, you're not going to do it. I have a lot to say to them.
So,
No, I'm not sitting
what we're
down.
gonna tell you,
Look, I'm at a meeting. I'm recording a public meeting.
listen, he told you,
This
this
is crazy.
is the rule they have in place right now, right? You wanna challenge that later, you're more than free to do so. Standing here, and then now he's, there you go, the meeting up.
So I'm allowed to be here and record.
Well, there's one video policy recording.
And you believe that to be lawful and accurate?
That's not the point right now. He's asked you to stop. That's the policy right now. So we're asking you to stop recording. Or leave.
New Jersey law provides that a public body shall permit public meetings to be recorded, photographed, adopted, videotaped, or broadcast by members of the public. The governing body may adopt reasonable rules where equipment is placed.
It's the mayor's.
Listen, where it's placed and how it
How,
is
it's not the mayor's
operated.
meeting. It's the public's meeting. What do you
So
say?
it
It's
does
not
not
the mayor's meeting.
interfere with the
It's not the
meeting.
mayor's meeting. It's not
But
any
it
of the meeting.
cannot
It's the public's
impose
meeting.
He's not
How is it the
interrupting
mayor's
meeting.
It's not the mayor's meeting. That's
He's
completely
fucking with our
illegal.
First Amendment
That's
rights.
completely wrong.
And he doesn't like it, that's why there's more you said.
Nobody else is gonna have their opportunity to address the public.
Well,
They can adjourn if they want,
but
they can
us
put a
recording
recess.
this isn't stopping this.
Yeah,
It's not letting us record.
Mayor
Stop.
has asked you to stop. There's a policy in place.
It's a policy. Policy doesn't override.
Policy
Listen,
doesn't trump law.
I'm not the judge.
But you're the chief of police.
Yes, but I'm asking you, relaying what the mayor has asked you.
Everyone record. I don't take us all the fuck out. It's our rights. It's our rights to record. You just don't like it because your house is accountable.
I mean,
Kick us all the fuck out. I'm recording.
listen, we're just trying to get through this. This is gonna continue on.
They can continue. It can continue. The meeting can continue. And I guess you're just doing your job. I'm just saying, I'm
But
doing
number
nothing wrong.
three is interrupting the meeting. That asshole right there is interrupting the meeting. Well, you should stand behind the wall, chief.
Okay, well, I don't want to.
You should say our First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, right? So
Then his option is.
well, then let's end it. We'll be back next week and we can end it. It's all right. You just don't like it. You don't like it.
Find out about the community and where I live. I did not expect to have all this, whatever's
Just
going
put it
on.
right now. They don't
Well,
He's not going to stay
I just have time for public to come here because I want to hear about what's going on in the community. If there's some risk going on, I appreciate it if you took it somewhere else.
There's no risk. The risk is the violation of our rights, sir.
But the thing is, can we do the meeting?
Yeah, I do now because I was removed the last time. I'm allowed to record. So it is not, I'm trying to make a point. I am following the law and I am doing my. So I can't, so what does that mean about me recording my own?
It's not like it's our rights. It's our rights.
I'm not trying to be a sovereign citizen. I'm really not doing anything wrong.
We're not allowed to have this meeting because of the First Amendment right.
That's what he said.
That's what he's saying.
That's what he said.
So why don't we just not have a meeting?
There you go. Just another day, nothing gets done here.
We're just not doing it. It's not gonna hurt it. The meeting's being recorded.
If you don't stand up for
That's all you're doing.
I am at here. scheduled meeting, and it's not going to matter when I want to policies, regulations, and rules don't cover their fucking rights. It doesn't put the
He just don't like it.
Just letting you know what precedent is.
Listen, I've asked Chuck to resign, whatever the mayor's.
So, you have a meeting today or not?
You're not, that's what you're telling me, so you stop. Alex, just be reasonable about it. That's all we're asking. We think of everybody else that's in here.
We're all asking for you to be reasonable, sir.
It's a policy. Policy doesn't trump law. That's, you deal with that another time. No. Don't fuck your policy.
Excuse us, you already have.
Freedom of speech fucking means the same thing as hello. Just think
So we take a recess?
Yeah.
That's like we get the music back to 20, and they all walk off.
Go play by the windows.
Why are you making verbal?
You don't see them over there.
I do see it, but you don't have to express yourself that way. Because nobody wants to listen to anything for fancy.
I'll tell you right now, I can express myself.
Open the windows out. Every time they have a meeting, they don't know that. The police will lock you up for terror.
They don't have jobs, they don't have life. You know, they don't have something to say, and then we talk to them. But there's things that need to be done, what do you do?
This is not what I.
Hey, what'd you like?
Really?
You got a bomb here or what?
First of all, everybody, let's be civil. The moment you're saying has to stop. You're women here, your old ladies here. The F-word bombing ain't necessary. One lady has already complained about it. So can we keep it civil, please?
Sorry.
Can we keep it civil, Mark? Can we keep it civil? We have business to do in the Borough of Lindenwold tonight. We would like to do that. You are keeping me from, I don't know who you are. I've never seen you before this meeting. You got a lot to say. Excuse me, Mom. Excuse me. Stay out of the document. Calm down. My daughter doesn't play when it comes to me, okay? Diane, please, for one time in your life, mind your business, okay? Ma'am, I don't know who you are. I've never seen you. Welcome to the meeting, okay? We would like to conduct something. I'm Council President Cheryl Randolph. Because I'm telling you right now, we're going forward with the meeting, okay? Because you got a lot to say.
About what?
About everything. About everything. Because he asked you to come out and be his mouthpiece here tonight. I think so. I think so. So let's make sure we can take the meeting, please.
Hey!
Can we start
The meeting.
Speak for everybody else.
Now, please go on yourself now. Are you in the town? You think to shut up? No, he does that. In the name of Jesus, all of you shut up. Be quiet. I'm tired. I'm going to be very much. They're the same old railroad with the same miserable people. I have a joyful life. I love Lindenwold, and I don't have anything negative to say about it. So shut up and let's be good. That's what you're good. When you get on that, you know you do a bad thing. Let the meeting all over again. Remember when they all walked off? Yes. We didn't walk off, we took a recess.
No, you walked off, they all followed you.
So moved.
Make a motion to pay the bills, please.
Take motion to bills. been properly audited and signed, we approve the payment.
And second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Approval of minutes for 6/10/26 and 6/10/26 executive session.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from, meetings in June and, the executive session.
And second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Following reports have been filed and are available in their respective offices for review and be included in the minutes. Police Department report for June 2026, Judge's report for June 2026, and Engineers report for July 2026. First reading ordinance number 2026-25. The ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 105-42, fees and rental inspections. Entertained motion, please.
I make a motion for resolution first reading, amending the code, for the Borough of Lindenwold, chapter 105-42, ordinance, no,
Ordinance.
first reading, oh, ordinance, I'm sorry, 2026-25, be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall, with the second reading being held during next week's schedule.
And second, please.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon? Yes. Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Next, ordinance 2026, first reading, ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, chapter 250-7.9. Entertained motion, please.
I make a motion on ordinance 2026-26, an ordinance amending the code for chapter 250-79, be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at our next regular scheduled meeting.
And second, please.
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Next, second reading, ordinance 2026-24, ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, at chapter 296-30, duty of police. At this time, I'll open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2026-24. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public, and entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion for ordinance 2026-24, second reading of the code 296-30, fees of police, be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess? Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Consent agenda, the items listed below are considered routine by the Borough of Lindenwold, and they're reacted upon by one motion. There will be no formal discussion of these items if discussion is required. This item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Entertain a motion for resolution 2026-131 through 135.
Make a motion for resolution consent agenda items 2026-131 through 135.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Orsi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Council President Ray Allen.
Yes.
Next, open council. Councilman Morrison.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing I'd like to mention is that there's a cleanup this weekend on Saturday at Kirkwood Lake, sponsored by the South Jersey Land and Rotary Trust. It'll be Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, meeting at the end of Pine Avenue. Also, the fire department is having their fun scoops and boots, ice cream, together with the local firefighters, Tuesday, July 14th at 6:30 p.m. at Beatrice Road Rice. Fire Commission meeting, Notes from the meeting, the annual audit is still in progress. We're waiting for the state to release the data so it can be completed. As I mentioned at the last meeting, they had a problem with some of the roof trusses collapsed. New roof trusses were delivered and installed. There's no cost to the borough. The cost will be borne by the contractor's insurance. And still on schedule for early November opening. There were 68 calls, including 15 gas leak responses. South Jersey Gas was contacted about an uptick in gas leaks. That were reported and not received as of that meeting any response from South Jersey Gas. 3 people emailed to apply to the fire department. 2 of them actually filled out applications and met with the fire department to discuss the next steps. And now the department is waiting for them to complete their physicals. The tower and the squirt have no issues. The squad is out of service getting the bumper repaired. For the engine, they were waiting for parts. Parts have finally arrived and be fixed. Hopefully it's fixed by now. But we're waiting for the vendor to get to the firehouse to install the parts. There were 3 training sessions held. Aerial operations held at Clement Park, new pump operator training, and drafting pump drill. And there were 33 re-inspections, 7 re-inspections, 8 smoke CO inspections, 3 permits were issued. There was a fire drill and a safety presentation done at Harvest House on May 28th. I already mentioned the scoops and boots. Also, should anyone, there in lieu of the problems, I shouldn't say problems, but in lieu of some of the incidents that occurred, they're going to do a walkthrough to different parts of the town to offer to check fire and carbon monoxide alarms. So if you see it on the street, by all means, invite them in to check out your alarm, make sure they're functioning properly. If you should need a used fire alarm, residents can call the office. Fire Commission will supply it for free and install it, 856-346-0935. And the last item is that they are reapplying for what's called a safer grant to fund the fire department. Thank you.
Councilwoman Hess.
Thank you, Mayor. Lindenwold Public Works, tons of trash collected, 866. Tons of recycling, 87.5. Resident assistance, bulk item picked up, 369. Scrap metal picked up, 110. Concrete, 15. Stumps, 14. Property maintenance, 0. Number of accidents, 0. Number of injuries, 1. Service calls, 52. Stoppages, 7. Main stoppages, 0. Emergency calls, 8. Markouts, 29. Pump station repairs, 7. Trouble areas jetted, 5. Pump station inspector, 2. Aurora Springs, there were 7 service calls, 7 stoppages. Main stoppages, 0. Emergency calls, 3. Markouts, 0. For our Lindenwold Police Department, total call service, 1,874. Traffic accidents, 43. Community policing, 51. Traffic enforcement stops, 70. Criminal complaints issued by officers, 51. Traffic summons issued by officers, 87. Criminal complaints issued by citizens, 14. Traffic summons issued by citizens, 0. Detective Bureau investigations, 38. And on Monday, July 20th, we combed the cop at Scoop-a-Loos from 5 to 8. July 20th, Scoop-a-Loos, right, 1,700 to 20,000 to 5 to 8.
5 to 8.
I tried to figure
Oh,
it out.
it's minus 12. It's minus 12.
And that's all that I have, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a pleasure to be with you here this evening. Some meetings are easier than others, but that doesn't distract me from doing what I have to do and the information I have to share. So good evening, everyone. Report on the Code Enforcement Office. We had 189 CO inspections, 0 smoke inspections, 53 violations found, 91 violations written, 49 abatements, 3 tickets written, 0 in court, 0 court in person, 0 plea by mail. 220 yearly rental registrations, 145 rental inspections, 0 vehicles tagged and removed, 0 illegal clothing bins, 0 trailers tagged and removed, 16 foreclosures, 0 sites found without permits, 0 businesses found open that never applied for a mercantile, 0 businesses open without approval, 0 dumpsters on the street without approval, 0 openings for permits for sidewalks, curbs, and anchors, 79 resident communications. I just want to give an update. It's been very busy from our last meeting. Just some of the things that I and some of us have been up to since the last meeting when we met. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Lindenwold High School class of 2026. It's approximately 170. And I wanted to take a moment to just acknowledge, and I cleared this with Jackie already, but I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge there were several school retirements this year, a total of over 129 years of experience at the Borough of Lindenwold. But the one that's most special to me is Supervisor Michelle Bernardino. She came from school number 5. She was my daughter's 3rd grade teacher. I was her room mom. So I had a lot of experience in working with her. She retired as the academic intervention district supervisor for the Borough of Lindenwold. She did a lot of great things for this community. She cared about the children in the community. And so I just want to say thank you to Mrs. Bernardino. We did have the opportunity to run into her at the Martin Luther King celebration at the high school, and I had an opportunity to thank her and wish her well in her way. And I think her son also did his internship here from college. I was gone, and now he's a CPA. So we want to wish Ms. Bernardino well. Thank you for her commitment to the children of Lindenwold and all that she did. She's a lovely woman, and I just wish her the best. I also want to congratulate the class of 2026, Egypt Bowling. Egypt on June 20th competed in the New Balance National Championship. It's held at Franklin Field at the University of Pennsylvania. She broke the record for high jump at 5.10.5 and a half. She is a scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, the National Mathematics Society, the National Social Studies Society. She's an athlete, a vocalist, an actress, and a choreographer. And the school, when I asked about her, said that she is the complete package, a mature young lady. She is going on to attend the University of Central Florida, majoring in business administration. So, and for those of you that don't know, the New Balance Nationals that are held annually in Franklin Field, there's a very high competition rate that's needed to compete at this level. So, we congratulate Ms. Bowen and all the graduates, but especially want to highlight her and her accomplishments. So, if you know the Bowen family, wish her well. Let her know that we spoke very highly of her and wishing her all the best at the university. Movie night. Now, I haven't been discussing this, but Dwayne and I, and Linda, when she's off, we take our app on the road, and we show movies at the senior buildings. The purpose of this is, we hope with fellowship to bring them out of their apartments so they can socialize. We're on our 2nd round of movies now. We showed Sarah's Oil at one senior building. We'll be going to another senior building on the 24th. Which is a Thursday night, and we were coming straight from work, right into the senior building, putting up the screen and having snacks and just having a good time of fellowship. So I wanted to share that with everyone. So we're on our 2nd movie now. We had a great time on Juneteenth with our Juneteenth crafts with our seniors. They made wreaths for their doors. They had a great time, showed their creativity. If anybody's interested in seeing the photos, I can show you those as well. Murphy. Good time in the park, like what, 26th of June. Linda couldn't come, so she asked me could I sub for her, and I ended up being a hot dog movie. I enjoyed it. Great time, nice turnout, good weather, lots of snacks sold. The band was great, and at one point at the end of the night, my husband and I and Jay were walking to the car, and they were playing. I actually thought it was like a tape playing. It was like Santana music. Remember when they were playing that? And they were in the pocket. I mean, they were playing. And I turned around and I was like, are they playing the tape? And it was them. So they're fantastic musicians. They were very, very good. I encourage everyone, as you know, I work for the Camden County Clerk's Office proudly. We have a Facebook page that we offer now, and an Instagram page that provides informative information to our community. There are pages that acknowledge people and let them know about frauds and anything else that are going on in the community. It is meant to educate and protect the people of Camden County. I'm very proud to be an employee of the Camden County Clerk's Office. I have brought along with me a Camden County Clerk Property Alert. Some of you are new to these meetings. Please take one of these. You hit the QR code. You register your business, your property. If you have more than one property, you have to register each one. Every time something is recorded on your property, you will receive an email. It does not stop fraud, but it actually gives you your first hand. You get the alert, you go, hey, I didn't do this, and then you start on your way to reverse whatever it is. So we encourage everybody in the county. There's some people that are sending out business things, people telling them that they have to pay $285 a year in order for them to monitor your information. You don't have to do that. You can register right on here, include your email, and they'll get the information. I am leaving some with Kelly, and she's going to place them at each office to make sure that people see those as well.
It's very good program.
It is, and it works. And a couple other things, Mayor. I know I'm a little long, but I just want to go and talk about what I want to talk about. So this month, the month of June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's a good time to check in on the men in our lives. Men sometimes suffer in silence. Conditions like PTSD, bipolar disorder, eating disorders, grief, depression, and anxiety, and worry, which goes along with anxiety, and many times these things are not picked up, and then men are most likely to be undiagnosed with things. Part of that is because of barriers and stigmas. Please do not suffer in silence. Many employers offer mental health access. Many are on Zoom. You can speak with a trusted confidant, maybe someone at your house of worship. And the county also offers access to mental health. Maybe you have to fix your budget and your parameters. You can reach the Camden County Health Department at 856-374-6000 to start off if you just want to be matched with somebody. And the last thing I have to say, and Mary, you're going to get mad at me about this, but I want to share something about you. And it really spoke of your heart. Okay? And I know you're going to get mad, and just be mad. I don't care. I shared with Rich about a gentleman that recently moved to the town. I think he's 60-something years old. This is the first apartment he's ever had in his life. And he's rebuilding his life, and he needs a lot of things, and which we're working on some things for him. But the only thing that he had in his apartment was a bed and a pillow. And so I was just asking around to see if anybody had any old TVs lying around that they might be able to give to the gentleman or whatever. And Rich immediately pulled out his phone and went on Walmart. And he ordered the man a television set. And I said, Rich, do you want me to go have it with you, whatever? And he said, no, I got it. And the TV was there by 6 o'clock that night. So may I thank you. You know, there are absolute times when you get to see into a person's heart and you see what they're about. Nobody's looking. It wasn't he wasn't on the stage. He wasn't trying to impress people. We didn't post it on, whatever social media is. It was a moment between him and I, and the gentleman was overjoyed. He called his brother. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that the mayor would buy him a television set. And so thank you, Mayor, for caring about the people in the world. You are.
You don't do that again.
I know. He's gonna tell you. I know you're gonna tell me.
You know what I do this.
I know. I wouldn't do it very well.
Councilwoman Dixon.
Before I give my little spiel, I must say I was very disturbed about what took place here tonight.
We all are.
Our town was incorporated in 1929, and I am sure I have the sentiments of everyone that's here. If you're in this town and you don't see fit to bring something positive to this community, then you're in the wrong community.
Amen.
I moved down here from my you know, to a small town, expecting to find whatever. And my son got killed in 2004 for our country. But I've never seen such chaos among a municipal community. We should not be doing this. I'm very hurt. I've only been in council since January, but I've never seen anything like this. Please, let's not do this again. Okay? Try your best. If you have something against somebody, talk to that person.
Because we're
Don't bring
exercising
it
right
here.
to chuck.
Don't bring it here.
Oh, is that what
With that being said, good evening, everyone. June 18th was the last day of school for our Lindenwold students. Summer programs continue throughout the district in different locations because of construction. There are HVAC updates, upgrades, and construction going on throughout the district and in various schools, all paid for by the state of New Jersey. So we're not putting out any money. The state of New Jersey is making renovations in the schools. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Have a history project report update. A few residents have expressed interest in participating in another Pomona House tour in Campbell County. There's a tour date scheduled for Thursday, August 6th at 12:30. This is a meaningful way for us to bring the community together around shared history, local stories, and neighborhood pride. I completed the last 2 county collection visits today and have another one on July 1st. The next research visit is scheduled for Friday, July 17th. Hopefully by that visit, most of Lindenwold's history will be documented from the county's collection materials. At this time, I'm especially interested in collecting and documenting Lindenwold history for the period between 1980 and 2026, including community memories, photographs, records, events, and personal stories. The community is also encouraged to share as much Lindenwold history as possible, as these records will be important for preserving our story as time moves forward. Residents are welcome to participate however you can, whether you're submitting photos, documents, memories, stories, research, or other historic materials. And as an FYI, the Burlington County Park System is hosting the Founding Mothers of the American Revolution on July 15th from 10 o'clock until 12 o'clock at the Burlington County History and National Lyceum, I think, of History and National Sciences in Mount Holly. And finally, history interviews are expected to restart around late August or early September in anticipation of a fall gathering. These interviews will help continue building the oral history portion of the project and add more community voices to our record. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everyone. First, I just want to start with some reminders for some upcoming events we have. Friday, we're doing the movies, Utopia. Utopia 2. Utopia 2. That will start at 8 p.m. The following Friday, the 17th, we have a concert featuring Chicago 9. That will start at 7 p.m. And August 7th, that is prior to our next council meeting, so I just wanted to get that out. August 7th is the car show, starting at 6 p.m., followed by No Surrender, the Springsteen tribute. That will start roughly around 8 p.m. I also want to mention I stopped past the senior congregate, I believe it was last Thursday, maybe Thursday or Tuesday, and it just so happened to get a new member there. I'm very happy to see that. It seems like it's building. So I still encourage any senior that's interested, if you have the time, just to stop by, just to see what it's about. You might be interested, but the seniors are having a good time. And we have some of them here, I'm sure they'll speak to that. They're having a good time. And I occasionally bring them some donuts and fruit and stuff like that.
I got stopped last night at dinner and telling me that it's growing too big.
Yeah, not too big, never too big. We want them all, right? The more we get, the more we can do. The more we can ask the county for. The county really sponsors that. So the more people we can get in there, the more we can do. Maybe we can get more days. Right now, we're only 2 days. Hopefully, we can get up to 3 or 4 days if we get the participation.
Wasn't there a Donovan champion over the years? Donovan was champion?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Also just wanted to mention, in light of the flooding that we see in the county in Camden, I just got online and looking for options for insurance. Most of us don't have flood insurance, but FEMA does offer flood insurance. If you're interested, I did a quick quote just to see what my house would cost to get coverage, and it was roughly about $125 a month. And they have options, so obviously everyone can't afford extra insurance, but as this weather starts to get crazier, we see what happens in Camden and other parts of the county. It's I hate to see people lose their stuff. So, last thing I wanted to mention was just reiterating on that Juneteenth celebration. That was sponsored. That wasn't sponsored by the borough. That was sponsored by Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Mrs. Thompson just happens to be a member of Delta Sigma Theta.
But they be coming out. So.
Those ladies showed up. They showed out. They bought great food. We had a great time. The seniors really enjoyed it. So I appreciate you letting me be a part of it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. I just read.
Good evening. Currently, our administrative offices are operating under a summer hour schedule. The summer hours will be Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So for those of you who are unable to get to us by 4, we will now be open until 5 p.m. and that will end on September the 4th. So that'll be our last Friday. That we will be closed because the offices will be closed on Fridays. And that includes the municipal building, the police department, administration building, and the municipal court. The public works department and the Lindenwold library will maintain their regular hours of operation.
First off, I would like to apologize for tonight. I am refusing to ever do that again. I will never, ever let these people or let this get out of hand like this. I'm just going to walk away from it. I'm better than that. They never did this council better than that. So I apologize on behalf of myself and anybody else who wishes to join. So thank you. At this time, I'm going to open the meeting to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Please state your name and address for the record and sign in before you leave and give it 5 minutes.
Diane Terry, 637 Fifth Avenue. Mayor, I brought some of this stuff up last month, but my concerns are the inconsistent and unequal enforcement of the borough codes as an order of concerns regarding transparency and the accountability within our borough. You guys own several properties that are in poor condition, including the issues such as overgrown grass and general lack of maintenance. And at the same time, residents are being cited for similar conditions on their own properties. The borough has an obligation to lead by example and ensure that its own properties are maintained to the same standards expected of residents. So how can you have all those that are dilapidated and come after? I have people asking me to help them mow the lawn because they were getting violations, when yours are the same way. Okay, so the residents have a right to expect that code enforcement is applied fairly, consistently, and without regard to personal relationships, political affiliation, or past positions held within the borough. When the enforcement appears selective, it damages public trust and creates the perception that some individuals are treated differently than others. And that's true here tonight. Okay, and I'm also concerned about the surrounding of the awarding of borough contracts and the appearance of potential conflicts of interest. The fact that the 4 companies that received awards were also the sole source of political contributions with no other bidders involved raises concerns that deserve transparency and a review. The 4 people that contributed to Linda and Jermaine are all sitting in here. Well, 2 of them are right now, as the solicitor, the engineer, your insurance guy and the engineer for the JV. I did it over it, and there was no other things there. There's been a code violation on my block for the past 20 years that repeatedly just goes on, nobody does anything about. I've had personally experienced interactions that I believe were intimidating and dismissive during council meetings here prior to tonight with past council people, and Mayor, you would let it happen, and you never got involved. Okay, so you should not let your council talk to the residents the way they do because we pay for you. The way that Cheryl was just screaming at us should not be. That should have never happened. So I'm requesting that council take these concerns seriously and consider a full independent review of code enforcement practices, contract award procedures, and any potential conflicts of interest. Transparency and equal treatment are essential to maintaining the public's confidence in our borough's government.
Thank you. Anyone else? Ma'am.
No, you're up next.
State your name and address.
Denise Coyle, she's Landing. I
What's
have
the number?
1060. I have a statement I want to read. Before I read the statement, I'd like to remind you that as the public, we have constitutional rights. We have a right to free speech. We have a right to redress our government. You guys are our government. As public officials, we have a right to record anything we can see from public. We have a right to record our public officials in the course of their duties. It is case law. You discuss public business. Public business, public officials in a public place. The public has a right to record that. It is case law. There's numerous case laws. One is Forrest versus Pineville. I suggest you look it up. Second of all, I have a right as a citizen, as a member of the public, to come to this public meeting to redress my government, whether I live here or not. I was firmly attacked at this meeting because a councilwoman hasn't seen me before. Is that a rule for me to come to a public meeting for you to know who I am? I don't think so. Okay. I think I'm going to disagree. Here's my statement. I am not here tonight just to speak about recording a public meeting. I'm here to speak about the responsibility of government and the rights of the public. For democracy to work, everyone has a role. The public's role is to stay informed, attend meetings, ask questions, and exercise our constitutional right to petition our government when we believe a policy or action does not protect the rights of the people. The role of elected officials is to represent the public, protect our rights, and to ensure the policies you approve and enforce are legally sound and consistent with the principles of open and accountable government. The June meeting demonstrated why responsibility matters. The mayor enforced a video recording policy that limits the public's ability to record meetings. That policy may have been created for an era of camcorders, videotapes, and large recording equipment. But today, nearly every citizen carries a smartphone capable of quietly recording a meeting without causing disruption. You can limit recordings based on disruption only. Sitting in a chair holding up a personal phone is not disrupting anything. What concerns me most is that this was not an old forgotten policy sitting in a file cabinet. This policy was reviewed and approved by the governing body at the January reorganization meeting. The public expects elected officials to do more than just vote yes on resolutions. They expect you to read them, question them, and ensure the policies you approve protect the rights of the citizens you swore an oath to serve and to uphold their constitutional rights. When an outdated policy negatively impacts the public's ability to observe and document the actions of their government, it is the responsibility of our elected officials to correct them. Tonight, the public is fulfilling its responsibility by bringing this issue forward. Now we expect you to fulfill yours. We ask you to repeal this outdated video policy ensure that the public's rights to transparency, accountability, and open public government is protected. And I remind you again, to the oath you swore to uphold our constitutional rights. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hey, my name is Vince. I would like to talk about some of the issues going on. Vince, I live in Lindenwold. I don't have to identify myself for you know who I am. So I would like to introduce myself. I've been here since '87. I would like council to say how long you guys have been in office, because I keep looking at the website to see how long you guys have been in office. So I'd just like to know how long you guys have been in office. If you guys run the internet, well, I can only go back to 2017, so. And I know you were council prior to that, so can I just ask you? I can only go back to 2017. So, you want to check your website, sir?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, I can only go back to 2017 to check meetings of the council meetings to see who was on council.
I've been on council since 1998.
Exactly, and then you became mayor.
I became mayor in 2013.
Awesome, thank you, sir. Jermaine Jackson?
2 years and 7 months.
What was it?
2 years and 7 months.
Awesome. What that's it?
2022.
Since 22, okay, Jackie?
January this year.
Thank you for being new and concerned with this town. Appreciate it. Ms. Thompson?
I'm not on council.
Okay, all right, Cheryl?
Pardon me?
How long have you been on campus?
I believe since my daughter's been 2 or 3 years old, I used to bring her up like.
Okay, I don't know her birthday,
Well,
that's it,
I'm
right?
2 or 3 years old, so she's 25 now.
Okay, so what year is that?
So I'm sorry, I don't know. It's been about 18 years, 17,
Okay.
18 years ago.
How long have you been on campus for? 8 years, okay. Morrissey?
4 years.
Awesome, thank you. I've been in this town since '87. And I can say over the last 20-some years, our town has looked more shitty than it has in the last 40 years. It's not bad language. I'm not intimidating anybody or threatening anybody. It's called freedom of speech, again. So, I just noticed over the last so many years, our town is looking crappier. Is that presentable for some sensitive people? That's fine.
Thank you.
So it's looking a little crappier in certain areas. And it's not the citizens' fault, it's probably the town's fault. But anyway, you guys have been here way too long. So this is what I'm concerned about, but it's about the trash cans in my neighborhood and the way my streets have been for the last couple of years. So my name is Vincent Innocenti. I live over on Columbia Square. And I'm here because I spent more than 3 years trying to get a simple quality of life addressed in my neighborhood. For over 3 years, I have repeatedly reported ongoing violations about the trash cans being left out publicly. Well, beyond the permitted collection period. I contacted code enforcement numerous times to make complaints and was told the matter would be addressed. Despite those assurances, little or nothing has changed. After seeing no meaningful action, I came to a few of these meetings. I came back in April, didn't speak because you guys wanted me to say who I was, even though I didn't have to. I came in May, I spoke, and then again in June, I came and spoke, expressing my concerns. I believe that bringing the issue to before this governing body was the appropriate, respectful way to seek accountability. Shortly after speaking at that meeting, I received a notice regarding my trash can enclosure I built around my trash can. My concerns is not simply receiving a notice back in December of 2025, but just got a ticket in June this year. I already spoken directly with code enforcement about the enclosure and was told they are aware of that, and I would need to obtain the appropriate zoning and a permit for that. It was understood between my conversation with code enforcement. Won't say anything, but you can talk to me about it. However, I spoke publicly at the June council meeting, was suddenly all of a sudden an enforcement notice. Meanwhile, however, another homeowner on my street also obtained a permit regarding the fence prior to my property being pointed out. This creates the appearance of enforcement being applied selectively. Whether that was the intent or not, it raises legitimate concerns about fairness and equal treatment. I'm not asking for special treatment. In fact, I'm asking for the opposite. I want everyone, including myself, to be held at every standard. Ordinances exist, trash cans, fences, sheds, and any other property issues. They should be enforced consistently and fairly throughout the neighborhood. My goal has always been to help improve my communities, building this work by cleaning the streets, and having code enforcement do their job. Residents should not have this many years reported the same problems without results. Nor should they feel that speaking before council could lead to increased scrutiny of their own property with similar situations elsewhere in the world unaddressed, as the leader just said. I would like to also address this issue as made by a council member regarding the possibility of installing communal dumpsters in the complex. On behalf of my neighbors, I respectfully oppose that proposal. I have collected a petition with signed signatures from my neighbors. More than half of our residents in our neighborhood expressing that we don't want community dumpsters installed in this square. A thought becomes an idea, and an idea becomes a proposal, and the proposal will become reality. Before that happens, the reality is we don't want dumpsters in the square because we're looking at all and all these other apartments that you guys don't address. And I don't have to say we don't. Our neighborhood takes pride where we live, and we want to preserve that character. We are asking the council to work with the residents, not around them, to find solutions to keep our community clean while maintaining the quality of life we have. We especially ask the mayor and the council to review how code enforcement complaints are handled and ensure that ordinances are enforced consistently for everyone who listens to the wishes of the residents regarding the future of Colonial Square. So I have this petition here, I'll give it to you. You can have a copy of it. I don't know who wants to accept it. Yes, I'm usually sign Mr. Saying this. So, but I've been complaining about things, and recently I came to a couple meetings and nothing got done. And then I came to 7 minutes to do it on. Awesome. Sounds good. See you next week.
Hello, my name is Nancy Pellegrin-Tilly. I'm sorry. I'm good.
Yep. You don't have to.
I go to other town, other council meetings.
So,
You don't have to identify yourself on
I'm sorry.
you change the book.
Oh, absolutely not. But, Nancy Pellegrin-Tilly, my name's out there. All is good. I do want to say that, your policy, the first sentence, it says, to prevent disruption of council meetings while respecting and encouraging the right to videotape public meetings. Your first sentence, we're all carrying around smartphones. I actually wear a body-worn camera, just like the police officers. I was the first person in here. So one of your procedure says, number one on the procedures, it says only one camera may be used at one time in any one meeting. The priority shall be based on the first come, first served. So would that be the first person walking in here with a camera? So that would be me. I always wear a body-worn camera when I'm out in public, at a public meeting.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you read further down there, it says you must notify us at least 24 hours in advance that you're going to be filming. And it also says that you have to send us the video within 24 hours so we can review it before you put it out.
And I appreciate the back and forth. I do appreciate that. I don't have that at other town council meetings, so thank you. However, you did quit and you said, let's start the meeting back up. Was that an advice from your attorney here that said continue the meeting?
No.
What made you change your mind?
I don't, first off,
The chief told
Cheryl will tell you that I don't like confrontation. I let people vote, I let people talk, and I let people do what they need to do. I don't like confrontation, that's why I apologize at the end. I'm not going to bow down or lower myself to any of these standards that are going on right now. So I'm sorry.
You are not bowing down.
Oh, yes, I am.
It's the First
Yes, I am.
Amendment. It was so important to our founding fathers. Just celebrated what it was. Okay, fine, you don't have to respond. But I do want to go on the record that it's the First Amendment right. It's that important. Every
Freedom of
single.
speech is the First Amendment right.
Yes.
You know that.
I will protect
You're
every
for it.
single behavior.
I have the freedom to record.
It has evolved, and there is the case law.
Let's go on to the next one.
Well, there is the right to bear arms in certain roles, yes, okay? We have to set
There is a right, right?
Right, but that has evolved as well. So I can't have a long arm and walk down Blackwood Clemens Road. But that has changed.
Is there anything else you would like to speak about? Or is it just, we've already handled this video situation.
And I would hope that.
You've already recorded, he's recorded, Dave's recorded, everybody's recorded.
Are you gonna
I'm
pause
good with
are you gonna pause my time now?
I'm good with it.
Since you want to interrupt me?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Gill?
Go ahead. John McGill, 30 Columbia. Start out with my favorite house in town. There's been a lot of recent activity there. Somebody was there and cut down the hedges and the tree in front lawn, and tree work in the back, and hauled 2 50-yard dumpsters worth of debris out. Still people living in there on and off. So I don't know whether they're paying rent to the person who bought the back taxes or not. But it appears as something's going on there.
Is it the same people who were there a month ago? Or?
Yes. I haven't seen them the last couple of days. And there was a different car today, but it's been sometimes 2 weeks where we're there, and all of a sudden they're back.
Property's cleaned up?
Kind of. There's still a lot of stuff that should have been done, and now the grass is getting to be grown. The backyard is like this, all around.
Well, we got some of it started, so the owner finally took the property.
That was one of the things I was going to ask.
Hopefully that's what he's going to do.
Second of all, have we made any progress in finding records regarding the lawsuit that's holding up all these properties? Yes. So we have to resolve that issue soon. I don't know how much you can or will, obviously, this lawsuit was supposed to be settled in 2008. What brought it back up in one of the claims?
It was settled in 2009. Right. The administration at that time allowed the judgment to be entered against the borough.
Right.
It was settled with the people that sued the borough.
Okay.
But the lawyers involved at the time did not file a document called warrant of satisfaction. So because that document wasn't filed with the court, that lien remained all these years later. They had no booking records 20 years ago that we in fact taken. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to move forward on that soon.
I look forward to seeing some action in these projects in the near future, because they've been becoming an eyesore for the town. This is going to be just my opinion. The councilwoman has, and Councilman Jackson. I know it's public record that you received money from Mr. Cosby and several other people that are employed by the borough. Although I know this is not illegal, and I know that for a fact, it's not illegal. I find it, in my opinion, to be unethical.
Pay to play.
And
Pay to play.
I was not here.
I don't find that.
That's your opinion. That's my opinion.
Sure.
I was not here last meeting to see what happened with Mr. Penn. But I find it disturbing that both him and Kathy Fitzpatrick, who got cited for a warrant, seem to be being picked on after the election. They had the right to run.
What would give you reason to pick on them? They lost.
That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. It seems petty and vindictive.
You have
Seems petty and vindictive, and I just don't understand why it happened.
Considering they didn't file any paperwork to start with.
There's plenty of houses. I drive around town and show you all the houses with the grass is high that aren't getting citations.
Including the one the borough owns.
And all of a sudden, code enforcement is there. People, more than one, have recorded meetings before. Now, all of a sudden, it was an issue last meeting, and now that's thrown out. It seems petty and vindictive. Whether it was your intention, I just want you to know the perception of how it was. I want you to understand the perception. Thank you.
Thank
Better on since 2019 for me. Good night, Brandon.
My name is Stephen Belford, 52 Bellingham Square Place. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the next door neighbor. I got a video here of maggots on my fence, all over my backyard, from the same problem with concrete. The whole backyard is full of concrete, and the bird debris and crap is going into my yard. The maggots, I have a video from today. I would like for you guys to see this, and how I have to live. This is something that I have been living with, all due respect, my wife, my children, in this house. When I made this complaint, it's like the rest of these fellas, every time I point the finger, there's 3 of them pointing back at me. I fixed the camera. The camera was pointed at the wrong direction. It was brought to my attention within 24 hours. I eradicated the situation. I had debris that was rolling off the driveway of my next door neighbor, same neighbor. All the stone after you guys, I appreciate you guys, great job you did with the street. All the stuff is in the street. So last year I made a complaint about it, and they said I wasn't compliant because I didn't have a water. The very same day, I wasn't compliant. I sent the pictures in. So why is not the same respect being done with my neighbor when I complained about this almost 2 years ago? And others, 7 neighbors filed the same petition, filed the same complaint. The bird crap is going, it smells like sewage outside, and we have to live with this. I just want to know, when is this going to be resolved? Because this is way too long. Way too long, so I apologize.
I did follow up with you about.
Yeah, I fixed the camera. As soon as you told me that, I was saying that I fixed the
But
camera.
also
Just like
that
last year.
and I think I also said to you that if you're experiencing mites and things like that, because birds do carry certain things to call to help.
I'm worried about the concrete. Just forget about the rest. Let's do one issue
But
at a
if
time.
you're
Concrete.
experiencing bugs and things like that, help.
If there was dirt to wash it off and absorb it, it wouldn't be coming into my yard when they wash it. Right now, it's all concrete, all their crap goes into my yard. I said, I have a video. It's all maggots all along my fence. Maggots along my door. I had 1,000 maggots on my patio door. Because of their bird crap, because they cleaned their concrete.
What did the health department say when you called them?
What did code enforcement say?
What did code enforcement say about the
What did the
concrete?
health department say?
You called the health department.
I didn't call them.
We'll call them
You
tomorrow.
want to call the health department?
I'm
We'll call
calling
them.
them.
They'll take the birds out of here, they'll take all that stuff away.
I want the concrete out of there. So when they wash the bird shit, it goes into the ground.
There's no pervious fucking ground.
It shouldn't have to go in my yard. It should go into the ground. It should be absorbed by the ground.
I wouldn't want maggots, it's always in the ground next door to me.
We want code enforcement to work too.
The concrete is the whole yard. They're not supposed to have the concrete. They come out, bring the birds out temporarily, clean the cages out. You're gonna go there and say, oh, we don't see birds. Code enforcement's gonna say, and the health department's gonna say, they're allowed to have birds. Sure, they're allowed to have birds. They're allowed to have dogs. But when they have a dog, the dog crap in the concrete, they grab the hose and hose it towards my yard because their concrete is clean now, and now the crap is in my yard. Instead of going in the dirt. If they would do what they're supposed to do, have dirt like the rest of us, half of their yard, when they clean it, the ground will absorb it naturally. But it doesn't. It's dirty, and it smells. I can't even have a barbecue in the backyard. And I'm not the only one that's complained about this. This is over a year. Many neighbors have done it. I just want to know, when is this going to be resolved? That's all I'm asking the council, to let me know, when is this concrete going to be resolved? Because the neighbors, I have pictures, I have my backyard flooded, because when they clean, when they do their house cleaning, next thing you know, I got a swamp in my backyard, because their yard is concrete.
Sir, email me the pictures at rroach@lindenwold.net, okay? Email me the pictures, I will take up tomorrow with, you have the pictures?
Ms. Cheryl knows about
Yeah,
it.
well, can I
They
say
have
something now?
pictures.
I know you're upset, but can I
John has
say?
videos and pictures.
I guess not.
You're interrupting him too, lady.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'll update you as to what was going on. We did have to do, and I explained this to you when we first did it, that impervious concrete law came in at a certain point. And it was for stormwater runoff and things like that. We had to research to see whether or not there was a permit. Even though you told me one thing, we had to research and see whether or not there was a permit pulled for it at one particular time. I told you the answers to that. I'll let you know the update, and you can follow up with the code guy tomorrow. And I also recommended to you about calling the health department about the mites. At that point, we were talking about mites, not maggots. Contact the
I
health
got
department.
videos, also, everything.
Right.
It's just and it's ongoing.
All right, well, I do have the health department's phone number with me tonight. I can give it to you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
So we're just gonna wait.
Mayor,
Check
so-
your phone tomorrow.
Okay, you have your phone number down there, right?
Your phone number's
And I have your
on
email
there.
address.
No, no answer.
All right, anyone else in the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, look into the public and entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
And a second. All in favor? Thank you.
Up and winning, smoke out.